This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Ministry of Health investing in a general overhaul of the healthcare facilities on Grand Bahama. After upgrades to the facilities in Freeport and East End, officials are now concentrating on the West End Clinic. Italia Hall has the story.
The Community Health Clinic in West End is currently undergoing extensive renovations. Work began 2 weeks ago, and on Friday, Administrator of the Grand Bahama Health Services, Sharon Williams, toured the site to view the progress. Williams says the public can expect an entirely new clinic, offering a number of additional services.
It's important for all of our communities in the Bahamas to receive adequate level of care, and to be able to do that, we must provide adequate facilities and adequate staffing. This is the last in the renovations to a number of the community clinics on the island. A few years ago, we would have renovated the clinics in East End. The clinic in the Hawksville area would have been renovated. Now we're paying attention to the clinic in the Western area.
These new services will include dental care, adequate examinations room for physicians and nurses, health education for the public, and much more.
We will have emergency services in the area. An ambulance will once again be stationed in in West End with the appropriate personnel to man those services. We will have an emergency trauma area, so if there are any accidents or casualties in this area, they can be stabilized in this area and then transported to the hospital.
She says she hopes the new facility will help patients to pay greater attention to their health.
What we expect is patients to come in regularly for health maintenance, for us to keep our population healthy, and not wait until they're ill to present themselves to the health services.
The new clinic is expected to open in September of 2016. In the meantime, medical services are being provided to West End residents at a temporary site in that community. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Elections for members of the Bahamas Union of Teachers are just months away. While members here on Grand Bahama are gearing up for the poll, one position will not be on the ballot. Megan Shepard explains.
The Bahamas Union of Teachers set to hold elections this coming June 9th, but here in Grand Bahama, one position has already been filled unofficially. The nomination process came to a close on March 31st, and the current area vice president, Quintin Larota, came out of the nominations unopposed, but not without a bit of confusion.
Just to be fair and for full disclosure, I would have to say that a nomination form was submitted April 1st. Which was after the deadline, and the nomination form was submitted by one of our guidance counselors, but the form was submitted on behalf of someone else. And so not only did the form come in too late, but the individual then phoned the Secretary General and told him that he had no interest in running for area vice president, and he does not wish to seek that nomination or to be a part of that type of campaigning.
Larota notes that he has had some accomplishments in the past and more are already in the works. He says the biggest achievement he's most excited about right now is the development of a pension plan.
We have established it. The point now is an enrollment exercise that we're undertaking, and I want to thank Mr. Lightburn, the acting president, for having this type of vision, bringing it to the executive and seeking the approval, because that is something that's going to be substantive, that's going to benefit our members and their children for generations to come.
Larota says he believes that he was elected unopposed because the membership approves of the level of representation he has provided them over the past 3 years. But he says when it comes to the race for the top post, there are 3 candidates.
Belinda Wilson is running for president again. Zane Lightburn, the acting president, is running, and there's another lady who's now a shop steward, Jacqueline McKenzie, who is running for president as well. While I wish them all good health and well-being, I definitely will support Zane Lightburn for the presidency.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Megan. Well, it's just over a week to go before Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival here on Grand Bahama. Officials are preparing to take the cultural event to a new dimension, and the country's youth and Bahamian entertainers will be at the forefront. Joan Davis-Roll explains.
It's an open invitation to experience the grand life on Grand Bahama, as this year's version of the highly anticipated Junkanoo Carnival takes center stage. Some new components have been added to this year's festival. Ministry of Tourism official Nuvalari Chodasing says Grand Bahama will be grand on two major fronts, with a special group coming in from the United States to stage a spectacular event.
The organizers from the U.S., they were excited about it. They are excited about it. Right now they're in Florida preparing for one of the major shows there. They'll be packing up at the end of this week and begin traversing to Grand Bahama Island for next weekend for Grand Bahama Junkanoo Carnival Festival. As another addition to the actual air show, we are going to be staging a career fair for youngsters from the schools around Grand Bahama who are interested in the sector of aviation, and they get an opportunity to come in and speak to the various airlines, the cargo people.
From air, we move to land, to the carnival site at Tano Beach, where it will be a showcase of Bahamian culture at its best. Thanks to Junkanoo Carnival, Yolanda Hanna says Bahamian entertainers have taken the world by storm.
It's created an event that we feel is authentically Bahamian and authentically Grand Bahama. And so we're so excited to once again host the Music Masters semifinals concert, to have those 14 finalists on iconic Tano Beach. I mean, in my mind, it just makes me so excited every time I think about it. We had a fantastic time last year. We were able to bring Bahamian entertainers who have not been to Grand Bahama to perform before. Many of them have never performed before an audience of Bahamians of that size and that magnitude.
Hannah commended local entertainers for taking their profession to the next level. She's appealing to all and sundry to help make this year's mega cultural event a success.
We are ready for the international stage. We've been ready for many years. But what I've seen lately happening with the Julian Believes and the Visage and DMAC and the entertainers have just taken the music to another level, and by extension it's promoted the culture. And so to have this weekend, April 15th and 16th, to have the world come to Grand Bahama, to be here, on our porch, on our beach, on our park, because we on the porch, in my opinion. This is an island, we are on the porch. We're gonna have the best food, we're gonna have culture, we're gonna have community, and we're going to show the Bahamas and the world by extension why it is you need to come to Grand Bahama.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
In news from the crime beat, a suspect is now in custody for Grand Bahama's latest murder. Officers of Operation Turf Sweep arrested the 23-year-old suspect while in the Hannah Hill area of 8 Mile Rock yesterday. The suspect is accused of the fatal shooting of a 22-year-old man outside a nightclub in Hannah Hill around 2 o'clock on Sunday morning. Now, police have not released the name of the murder victim. More than 93 pounds of suspected marijuana found in a house in Coral Reef Estates yesterday. Officers of Operation Turf Sweep executed a search warrant at a home and reportedly discovered the drugs, which are valued at around $74,000. Now, the 4 residents of the home were arrested for possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply and taken into police custody. Stay with us. There's more news right after this.